I'm from bicycles and training wheels, and hopscotch and tag. The trees stood between the warfare we had. There was always the one who sobbed and whined. She would never play fair when we could fly. She'd circle the bushes as we hid beneath, the twigs lightly protruding into our feet. She'd moan and she'd sob until we came out. She'd bottle her force and tag us all down. She'd raise her hand with a victory wave, her laurels resting with her blissful gaze. After the day of tag and deceit, we'd walk back home for the dinnerly feast. I'd leave my house to cross the way in which my grandmother's door remained. It is there where the laurels reside, atop the head of my grandmother's pride. She stood with modesty, a slight hunch to her back, her curls untwisted, the sweat down her back. As we'd arrive, she'd smile and raise her two fragile hands with no shake to her gaze. As we'd lean down for a hug and a kiss, we knew the red lipstick would always stick. Once we left it, and she smiled so bright, we knew this simple gesture had made her night. The shy house clanged with swift metal knives, the sharp steel barely cutting 5 fingers at a time. She'd take the knife, as large as her foot, and raise it high, determined and soon. And we'd watch all our fish turn into food, the rice scooped onto plates, setting the mood. The sizzles and pops raced on the stove, which were transferred to plates in minutes or so. The green beans and garlic and shiitake and beef, the maifan noodles which only she can complete, the lobster with black beans and scallions and sauce, the scallops and shrimp, and no desire to toss. There were seconds and thirds and fourths for some. As I had a spoonful, she'd ask was I full. Either yes or no, it did not matter. The nod or the shake still made me fatter. When I was full, I'd shake my head, one hand resting upon my stomach, asking for bed. We'd run around and chat some more, chasing my cousins out the door. As we left to our house across the street, we'd hug and we'd kiss and we'd walk the big leap. But before we left, she'd smile and raise her two fragile arms with no shake to her gaze. We knew the red lipstick would always stick, and not until now did we notice how thick. It stood time and mortality and suffered the loss, but still it remained stuck to all of our hearts.